Welcome back, and you are tuned into the Nafeesa Dangor show, where we're enticing you this afternoon to, of course, inspire you to give back, to see many directions. Um, and today we're definitely showcasing something that's really, I think, full of substance, involving children. And I think when to try and entice them in positive ways, inspire them, and of course reach out and make them understand their talents. And this is what our next segment is about. It's RX Radio. It's a radio station run by and for children, and it's operating from the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital, which is in Cape Town. So far, 76 youth reporters from the age of 4 to 18 have participated in RX Radio. 67% are patients who have been admitted at the hospital itself, and 33% are siblings. A team of 5 RX Radio staff, volunteers, and former reporters work behind the scenes to, of course, train, coordinate, and support the reporters. You will find the reporters behind microphones participating in the productions. They design their own shows, choose the music, invite guests, write interview questions, and even plan fundraising events. And with me on the line, I have Sister Naseerah du Toit, Yusrah du Toit, and Noluyolo Ngomani, who is the senior radio producer. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining me on the Nafeesa Dangor show this afternoon.
Hi, Nafeesa. And hello.
It's such a pleasure having you on the line. We're so interested and excited to chat to you about RX Radio. I think it's such a phenomenal concept. Talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. So RX Radio is a station by and for children, like you said, and we are operating at Red Cross Hospital. And it is the first radio station in the world, or the first unique radio station in the world, to train child reporters to broadcast from within the hospital. And in the last 3 years, we have trained about 100 actually now. So we have grown as a team. And our youngest is 4 years old, and our oldest is 18 years old. And we have trained these children from 2 hospitals so far, Red Cross Hospital and at Paul Hospital. And our team as well has grown in terms of the staff. So we have 7 staff members now, and volunteers as well as apprentices. So that's our former reporters who are of age. And together we work as a team to produce and help guide the children to have quality radio programs.
I think it's a phenomenal concept, because the thing is, you're not only just teaching them one aspect of it, but I think it's the whole entire thing that you're putting together, literally from beginning to end. What does this mean for you?
It's a great initiative, like you say, and also it's a very well-versed type of initiative. And we are focusing on development, focusing on education, we're focusing on entertainment. We're working closely with children that have got chronic ill or conditions at Red Cross Hospital and their siblings as well. So it's quite a great initiative, and we're happy that the children are responding positively to it, as well as their parents and the hospital community.
And you're saying, there's children with chronic illnesses that are on radio as well. What does this mean for them? What sort of changes have you seen in their personalities from when they started there? What has this radio station done for their morale and their self-esteem?
Yeah, so it's not only chronically ill children. Like, for instance, I'm joined here by Yusrah and Naseerah. Yusrah doesn't have a condition. She came to join the team because of her sister Naseerah that has got the condition. So you could say 80% of our kids have got conditions and 20% don't have. It's made out of friends as well as siblings. So it means a lot, because you see a child from the first time you see them in the training. Because we have our basic training where we teach the basics of radio, and we've got our ongoing training where they get to be in the studio and run their shows. So you see them growing immensely in that they come in shy, and they open up. And I'm sure Naseerah is going to talk about that, because she was very shy in the beginning, but I think she's found her voice. Because what we do is that we want to promote children's voices and for children's rights to be realized.
Yeah, and I think that's a very important topic. But also at the same time, I think it's increased their self-esteem and their confidence levels because it teaches them to actually communicate and articulate. And I think that's such an important thing in today's day and age for kids to be able to do that.
Yeah, Yusra, do you want to talk about that?
Um, yeah, I think many of us have learned a lot. And lots of the reporters, they've met new people, they've learned how to communicate with different people. And overall, I say that their confidence is really boosted because sometimes when we're in a rush and, for instance, a reporter can't make it for live broadcast, then we'll have someone stand in and they'll be able to stand in and ask the guest questions without hesitating because they have those skills. I think it's really important.
Yusra, what do you do at RX Radio?
So, my sister and I, we are both Onyx Radio reporters, and we started a while back. So we've been with Onyx Radio for a couple of years now, and we both host a show together called Books and Breakfast with Yusrah and Naseerah. And before the lockdown and before the coronavirus, we recently started with our live shows. So we started doing Books and Breakfast live, and basically what Books and Breakfast is, we do book reviews, and we feel that literature and being able to read and write is really important. So we want to get as many children interested in reading and writing. Therefore, we have storytelling, we have book reviews to tell them which books to read. Next, we have interviews with authors and illustrators. So yeah, basically our show is mainly about literature, and our aim is to get as many children involved with literature as possible.
Nasira, what was your experiences like at RX Radio? What does it mean for you? Are you enjoying doing what you do?
So it's all a learning experience. I love listening to other children's stories and renditions. And when I was a bit younger, I was always a very shy child, but now I'm actually a bit confident. And I love expressing my feelings with other people on Onyx Radio to just tell them how I feel. And Onyx Radio is actually really fun.
Has it taught you a lot?
Onyx they just actually taught me a lot of stuff. So now, so at school we basically do like adults and stuff, and I was also very shy to talk about it. But now I'm actually very confident to talk. I always want to go first in the class. Yeah.
What kind of stories do you like to discuss on air?
So basically, before we our show is aimed at mainly children. So sometimes we would do book reviews or stories for younger children, and then other times we would review books, or I would tell about books that I personally read for children, maybe around about my age. But also I remember we introduced a webpage, and basically this lady who had cerebral palsy, she wrote these stories and her husband recorded them. So we used to play that, we still do, we play that on our show for the listeners to hear. And then also we have the partnership with Nali Bali and Takalani Sesame. So that's in Afrikaans, English and isiXhosa. They play those video clips or audio clips so the listeners can hear those stories, and that is on every show we have those clips.
Yusra, what is it that you like to talk about most on radio? What is your favorite aspect of it?
I would say it's just getting to speak because I love speaking. And Onyx Radio has actually taught me how to speak, how to be more confident. But I think just the overall literature aspect. When I came to Onyx Radio and I was told we could have our own show, the first thing that popped up into my mind was literature because from a very young age I was really attracted to reading and books and writing. So yeah, I like getting to meet different people. I've met quite a few local authors. Sometimes we've had authors or we've had interviews with people, telephonic interviews with people overseas. So that has been really exciting. But also the radio station is based in the hospital, and many of the children, they suffer from chronic illnesses, and we just want to make them smile, because sometimes it can get tough in the hospital living with a chronic illness. So I think just getting the feedback from them and just knowing that you making a child in the hospital happy and you making them smile, I really love that.
And Naseerah, what does that mean for you? What is your best part of RX Radio?
My best part of all is just getting to speak to the different people, and I enjoy telling the people my story and my condition. So I actually have CMT, which is called Charcot-Marie-Tooth disorder. It's a very rare disorder. Um, it's the weakness in my muscle in my leg. So basically, like other children can run very fast, and I cannot. So the doctor actually told me that I should try out doing swimming, and I can actually see that it's helped me very much. And Yusrah and I were the first children ever be nominated for the Liberty Radio Awards in SA.
Right. Noluyolo, what are your objectives? I mean, it's so nice to see that, there's children getting involved. You're enticing them to, of course, increase their self-esteem, their confidence. It's amazing to see these two lovely young girls. They're so articulate. They can speak so nicely with loads of confidence. The way they spoke to me, I think I understood the chronic illness, perfectly well. What does this mean for RX Radio? What are your visions?
So we strive to improve children's experiences of being in hospital and of their illness, to increase adult understanding of children's experiences of chronic conditions. We further want to, inform improved healthcare in the hospital and hospital practices. And this is evident in the work that we've done. We have produced podcasts that inform the hospital's legislations, and we strive to produce really like quality audio programs with the children and by the children, or for the children rather. And in turn, these are so educational and entertaining, as Naseerah and Yusrah have said. And we are contributing to the developmental aspect of the children as well as that of the staff. And lastly, we strive to contribute to the healing process of the children. Like you're hearing now Naseerah talking eloquently about her condition and understanding it more and being confident about what she's going through and talking out about it or about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's an amazing concept because the thing is, they're getting to learn about production, broadcasting, what it's all about. But also at the same time, you're getting to understand what sort of visions kids have so that you can produce things that actually matter to them. And of course, things that would entice other kids to get involved and to change their perspectives about communication, and of course, enticing them to get involved with different projects as such. So I think it's great to see you actually doing that out there. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, for sure. Because now children are coming to us, they want to join, and it's important that they're saying that there's this station that is solely designed for us, and it caters for our voices to be heard. And also, they are involved in the decision-making processes, like I said in the beginning. In that our children are not only just broadcasters, they are part of decision-making processes. For instance, 3 of our children are in our board. And we listen to them. And in the hospital community, the children that are there listening and maybe not part of the station, they send in dedications in our broadcasts. They send in messages. We play songs for them. And also we inquire to them as to what is it that they would like to listen to, and that informs our programming as well. So it's quite important that we are working behind the scenes, and the children themselves are saying this is what we want and this is how we'd like it to be conducted for us.
And it couldn't have been said better, because it's so nice to see people like you involved, actually enticing children to be able to change their perspective of the way they see things as well. And that's what I think radio does as well. It creates a different direction of thinking. Their abilities have changed so much, I think, probably from the first day where they started to where they are today. And I can already see that with the type of communication that I'm having with Naseerah and Yusrah.
Yes, and definitely, because traditional media doesn't give a spotlight to children, especially those that have got conditions. So we're doing something quite unique to allow children, and also just children in general, and in normal productions, they're not there. People want to speak on their behalf. People don't want to hear what they are talking about, what they want to be part of in terms of dialogues. So I think we are providing that platform for them, a safe space where they can have, free speech and freedom of speech, and they can inform decision-making processes. Yes.
Noluyolo, what message do you have for our listeners this afternoon?
Yeah, before I get to that, I just want to tell the listeners that we are working tirelessly to make sure that our children's voices are heard during this difficult time. So since the start of the lockdown, we've been operating remotely, and we've got something called RX Radio COVID-19 program, which is accessible on our website, which is www.rxradio.co.za/COVID-19, actually COVID coronavirus / and because we've done this, because we believe it is critical to provide a platform for children to talk about their experiences, their challenges, and their concerns around the pandemic, and that it is fundamental to realize, their rights within this space and how their opinions can count in shaping the responses towards the virus. So we have the voices of the children, we have the voices of the health workers, we have children from around the world, China, UK, Argentina, and across the country. They're talking about issues of schooling, they're talking about their health, they're talking about their fears, they're talking about their concerns. We've got the health workers as well coming forward, especially at Red Cross, talking about how does it feel to be in the front line and be in the forefront. And we encourage them in the process, and they record these via WhatsApp and other recording methods, and we're filing them on a daily, submitting 2 stories. These are audio visuals, these are voice clips, and it's a lot of themes that we're exploring: mental health, how it feels to have the condition while you have to face coronavirus as well. Issues of resources, access, the internet. So we're exploring quite a lot of things. And so that's basically what we're doing during coronavirus. And we'd like people to go to our website and go access these. And another thing that I just wanted to touch base on is that people, for us to run such projects, we need funding. So since we did NGO, we need to sustain ourselves. So philanthropists out there, look out for RX Radio. We are a relatively new organization. So it would be nice when we submitting these proposals and giving these calls to respond to us and also come to us and tell us that, hey, we want to apply. And for people in general, just to donate, we've got our donate button on our website, on our homepage. So on www.rxradio.co.za, and of course, download our website, our app, and listen to RX Radio.
Almost definitely, with all the children enticing us into different directions, I think we're going to get to understand better what it is that their visions are and what it is that they really need. Naseerah and Yusrah, what messages do you have for young people like yourselves out there?
I would say, especially during the time of COVID-19 right now, to stay positive. And I know that it's a scary experience because for me, I was also a bit confused at the beginning. And like Yoli said, also our website has a lot of info about washing hands and PSAs and all of those things. So go check that out definitely. But I would say stay positive during this time of COVID-19, and abide by the rules, wear your masks. And I'm sure many of the children want to get back to school because actually I returned back to school and it's really nice to be back at school. But I guess just stay positive, wear your masks, avoid going out in public unnecessarily, and just stay safe. I encourage most of the listeners to listen to RX Radio at www.rxradio.co.za, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at rxradio.sa. We also tell stories, jokes, and riddles. We have many different shows live, pre-recorded, but our main aim is to keep the kids in the hospital happy and smiling. So go check that out.
And I think I'm most definitely going to check that out because you've already got me smiling. So can you imagine if I have to listen to you, what good things you're going to be doing for me late this afternoon? So I'm definitely going to be tuning in and listening to the two of you, eh? But I want to actually wish you all the best. You guys are absolutely amazing. I think you're doing a phenomenal job. Noluyolo, I think you're a phenomenal person in the sense that you giving so selflessly back to these kids and, of course, helping them find their directions and making their visions get heard. And I think that is very important, especially in today's day and age, because the youth are our future.
Definitely. So it feels good to us that our work is actually showing Yusrah and Naseerah, and you'll be amazed. I'm really keen that you're saying that you're going to go and watch or listen to our programs. So that you can explore the different versions that we have. You are going to be surprised and blown away by what these children can actually do.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think I'm looking forward to it because it's so nice to see young people like these two here enticing us into actually getting involved, into wanting to listen to different types of visions. And I think that's what happens most of the time is I think we don't understand the visions of the youth. And this has brought a lot of light to it. So I think if we listen to it, we're going to definitely understand what it is that they require and how to help them move forward in life.
Yes, and also I'd like to also say that it would be nice for us to have an FM license because we applied through IPASA. So it would be great if they can grant us so that more children in South Africa can get to have a taste of what RX Radio is, and also for them to see how it improves your confidence levels, it contributes to your developmental aspects, and also in what is happening currently, in terms of education and how children are supposed to go back to school. We're contributing with that formulating what we're doing, we're producing programs that's speaking to that. And of course, we're trying by all means to make sure that adults listen to children. And of course, they're just in the forefront throughout so that we can have, at the end of the day, active citizens in our future.
Most definitely. And we want to actually wish you nothing but growth of strength to strength, the best of success. And I'm definitely going to tune in and listen to you because I really want to understand the vision of our future because that's what they are. And Naseerah and Yusrah, we wish you nothing but the best, including yourself, Noluyolo. You're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And we want to commend you on the wonderful work that you guys are doing. And this is why we needed to showcase you this afternoon. Definitely a positive vibe. So from myself and the team, take care and stay safe.
Thank you so much.
And that was definitely a very inspirational interview for RX Radio. Young people getting involved in, of course, us as adults understand their vision. We're going to go for a quick break. Stay with us. We're going to be back with you shortly.